Get to. Okay, first question from Shane on Twitter. Shane Destroys. How do you guys think they should put gold cards into Arena?
Oh,
I
I,
have a very detailed answer, but I'll let Toast answer first.
I have no idea. Like I've seen suggestions like as a reward for a 12 win or something, but yeah, I have no idea how they gonna do it. Like some people say if you own it in regular constructed, then just have it show up as gold, right? Um, but I think that's the only two ideas I have. Either you
That
own
makes
it or like as a reward for a 12 win, but that can kind of get complicated. I don't know.
that makes
Yeah.
that makes the most sense to me. It's just if you own it, you should be able to it should be in the arena.
I think that's the most easy way, and that's the like it's the best way to sort of turn the rewards that you get from arena into something that you can use in the arena, right? So
Mhm.
I think that's a good idea. I've always liked the idea, though. The other idea that you stated, which is you basically turn the card that you use to get to 12 wins into gold, right? Now, this does have warped
Uh,
incentives because what's going to happen is you want to draft that head crack. You want to draft that tiny fin. You want to draft that hobgoblin. Like you want to draft these to get gold, to get the gold card, right? But it doesn't just end there because next time you see the hobgoblin, you're just like, I got to draft this because I need to play this to show my opponent that I got 12 with this, even though I don't have any synergy. So you're always going to be picking the golden Murloc Tiny Fin just because, like you want to show people, hey, look, I got 12 with this,
That's
and I'm going to crush you right now
yeah.
with my golden Tiny Fin.
serious vanity right there.
Yeah. I can imagine that being a thing among streamers, like the first guy to a full golden arena set, or
Oh
like
my gosh,
doing
yeah,
a
Dude, that
doing a
would take
run where you can
forever.
only pick non-golden cards. I
I
mean,
know.
that'd be pretty fun to see.
I,
Mm.
I, I wish that, like, obviously for my greed, I'm hoping that they apply it retroactively. But they won't, of course. But I remember it's all those times where I'm just like, oh man, like I remember there was this like one rogue deck I went 12 with that had Tiny Fin, Hobgoblin, Head Crack, and Kidnapper or something. So I'm like, I want all of these as gold right now.
Mhm.
Kidnapper. Oh my goodness.
Kidnapper is actually a good card in the
Yeah,
arena.
that's what I've seen. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Okay, so Scotty O Urban asks a question for all three of you. What mechanic would you like to see to introduce whole new archetypes? Oh
Um,
gosh.
yeah, that's a tough question. I had like just a random idea, based off the mechanics Blizzard has been showing off. So Blizzard has this system where you can draw a specific card. So in the Tavern Brawl, one of the like you can draw like a 1 mana card and then 2 mana card and then 3 mana
Oh
card
yeah, yeah.
before there's that
Right,
Tavern Brawl.
right.
So I kind of threw around the idea of a card you put in your deck that you will be guaranteed to draw it if the condition is met. So like one example was a heal bot that you can only draw that will be guaranteed to be drawn if you're under like 10 HP, like an emergency heal bot. But I don't know how I really feel about that because it might psych some people out. Like on one hand, people play around certain situation. Like,
Yeah.
right, if I know he has the emergency heal bot card, I don't want to get him below 10. So we're seeing some kind of stuff like similar stuff with Revenge and Molten Giant back in the day, where you want to play around the potential of a card, which is something I always enjoyed. So yeah, that's one mechanic that I played around with, but just an idea.
Okay, Merps.
Some mechanic, I think. So from an arena standpoint, something because I'm not creative enough to basically say like, oh, they should do inspire, and here are cards that that are examples. I think something that changes the board math or requires you to
Yeah.
do a little bit more planning in terms of not only board positioning but board math. So like uh something like a mini sort of Magnetor Alpha. So for those of you who don't know, Magnetor Alpha is a 5/3 minion that when it attacks, it also damages enemies to the side of the creature as well.
It's like my faux
So,
reaper, man.
Yeah, full reaper. I've been wrecked by that a few times in the arena. But something to a smaller effect, maybe. For example, like let's say it's a 4/4 minion, and when it attacks, it deals 1 damage to adjacent minions, right? So it's not so much like all
Clear the
in.
board. Yeah, exactly. Like,
Right.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Right. So it rewards number one positioning. It forces the opponent to think about positioning at all times, not just
Right.
like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm facing rogue, it's betrayal, you know.
Yeah.
And also it creates a different dynamic when you think about going face versus clearing the board, right?
Yeah.
Because you get extra value for clearing the board. So it changes that math, and it literally actually changes the math on the board. So I think that's cool.
I think board positioning is one of the main, most requested mechanic recently.
Yeah,
because of the whole Karazhan chess thing.
Yeah,
It was like all board positioning, and obviously, like whenever someone back in the day, shredder positioning is like the number one thing people go, "Oh, misplay, that's a mistake. Should have put it in the middle." I think, yeah, we need more stuff like that, because you don't really see misplays anymore in Hearthstone. But back when Shredder was around, like people constantly made that mistake. Like, they just put it to the side, and occasionally it does end up mattering. So yeah, I agree. Like something with positioning would be amazing, and I do think Blizzard probably has something up their sleeves for the new expansion, because everyone was so happy about Karazhan chess positioning. I'm sure they slipped in something.
Yeah, I mean, position. I agree with you guys too, and if you guys that watch the show constantly, you should know that I agree with them, because my Mechatorp submissions are always cards that have something to do with positioning and but to add on to it, I would like to see auras. You know, like I think last week I talked about one of my cards was basically adding taunts to any minions adjacent to it at any point. So anything that's thrown down, we've had some bosses, we had some Tavern Brawls, I think that had that element. Definitely Karazhan, one of the bosses, right? It's just like if it's on the right, it's taunt. If it's on the left, it's something else, right?
Yeah.
Just things like that. I think, like you guys said, it changes the math. It creates puzzles. You know what I mean? Like that's the one thing that we are missing from Hearthstone these days, is just very complicated situations. And one of the things that I feel like is missing in Hearthstone also is just playmaking. Like in the top level Hearthstone, we don't get to see any kind of crazy plays. We just see like your standard, almost like 1 level, maybe 2 level type of play, but we never see just like you said, people don't make mistakes because it's like that. It's very straightforward these days.
Yeah, I mean, I miss Grim Patron. Like, not
like
it was a terrible oppressive deck, but so many people make mistake. Like every tournament, like there will be at least 5 Grim Patron misplays. But it showcased, there's a difference of skills. Like you can make mistake with this deck. And again, nowadays it's like, do I play Tunnel Strong on turn 1? Yes, I have 1 mana. Do I have to play Totem Golem on turn 2? Yes, because I have 2 mana. So I do miss that thing about Grim Patron, that you can't mess up.
Yeah, like even though I know nothing about construction, I love watching the tournaments, and you get a lot of knowledge from the casters, right? Like casters are usually pro players that are very, very good, and I can tell, if people are making mistakes, most of the time it's a matchup mistake, right? Like they mulligan incorrectly because of the matchup, or they play this incorrectly because this matchup dictates that they should do this. So it's not really sort of like, oh, like mechanically they traded poorly or something. Like, yeah, that almost never happens anymore. It's like, oh man, they really should have saved that Entomb or something, which takes away an element of the game. It's more like, oh, you need to just study this matchup. And then if that's the only skill that you're showcasing, it really takes away from the potential of the game.
Well, it's not just that. It is that, but on top of that, as a spectator, a lot of the skill right now has a lot to do with the unknown, like what's possibly coming. You playing around that possible play, and those are the most impressive plays right now. Like when somebody foresees, is playing some druid, and they foresee a couple turns that go, whether it has Malix involved or it has some kind of arcane giant. I mean, those are the things that are so impressive with the players right now. But as a spectator, and as somebody that might not, let's just say like is more casual a player and as a spectator, they don't necessarily understand how impressive it is. So I feel like we need more explicit situations where people make very explicit mistakes, and you can see why, like the whole shredder thing. You can understand why it's a mistake when you can see the penalties of the mistake with their boards being cleared or whatever it is, right? I think Hearthstone needs a little bit, like a lot more of that, actually. Just making it a better spectator product too. Okay, let's move on to alumni Hearthstone. What are the classes do you think secrets would work for? What mana cost level would they be at? Yeah, is there any other classes that you would have? Maybe priest.
Priest secrets. I mean, people have been asking for
priest.
rogue secrets for a while, right?
Oh,
Just
rogue
because I
secrets
guess that
makes
fits
thematically.
right.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess that makes sense. But then I don't know how much they would cost because they haven't doubled up on secret costs yet, right? So like, do you basically put out 1 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana, or like it feels weird if rogues are all about sort of like cheap spells and making spells cheaper, and then their secrets cost like 5, right? It just like doesn't make any sense. So it's weird in a design space if they want to keep the same format that they've done with the other classes.
Yeah, and also so secrets is a lot like weapons in the case that only certain cards can run it, right? So right now there's a lot of classes that does weapon, and weapon removal is really popular in Harrison Jones and stuff. My biggest concern with like other classes having secrets is obviously eat up secrets, and to a small extent that wild card that steals a secret.
Kazan Mystic.
Right. Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, Kazan Mystic. Because if secrets becomes too powerful, then no one's gonna run secret decks. So right now I want to run Medivh in my decks because it's so much fun.
I know,
right?
you get screwed right now because of the meta game right now.
Yeah, I mean they're not running Harrison Jones to counter
exactly.
your secret Medivh deck.
That's what I fucking hate too, man.
Yeah, like you're a victim of some other people running meta decks with their freaking Spirit Claws and stuff, and like my concern with secret being popular is that you're trying to do a cool secret effigy secret like tech, but then like everyone's running Eat Up Secrets because Priest has like 5 mana secrets that completely wrecks your board if you don't answer it. So for me personally, I'm like, let's just keep secret to these 3 classes for now.
I've never really understood secrets in Paladin. As it doesn't. I mean, of course I've gotten used to it over time or whatnot, but I just don't feel like those secrets are that important to the class. We did see Secret Paladin, but honestly, those secrets could have been all kinds of different things, and Secret Paladin still would have. If you put Mysterious Challenger in some of those other decks too, I mean, how stupid would it be? Okay, like it'd be ridiculous in the other secret classes, but in Paladin, it's just like they're cheap too, so it's just I don't know. It never really felt right to me.
I mean, I think Blizzard is still trying to push Secret Mage. I mean, if you look at Karazhan, Medivh's Valet, and Avian Watcher.
Yeah, I like that. I definitely like that.
They want Secret Mage to be a real like theme going on.
Bring back Illuminator then, because Illuminator was a really good card for secret classes. That's one of the cards I would bring back to basic. But okay, let's see, maybe 1 or 2 more here. Well, so Average Plays asked a question that's okay. It says from Merps, what do you think about a competitive tournament of Hearthstone combining draft and constructed? Isn't that what sealed is?
That's basically what sealed is.
Kind of.
Wait,
no, maybe not, because sealed isn't draft, right? It's just opening packs.
Yeah, so
it's a little bit different.
Draft and constructed. So I'm guessing he means sort of like the function they have when you create a deck, and then you sort of like you draft. Is that what he means?
I think so. I think something like that. Yeah.
The problem with that is the sort of the offering is different, right? Because part of the skill or challenge of drafting in the arena is playing out is curve consideration. And when you go into constructed, create a deck and you do the pseudo draft option that they have in there, they're like, okay, we're gonna choose one of these 1 mana cards, choose one of these 2 mana cards, choose one of these 3 mana cards. Your curve is always laid out for you. So once again, it is a different skill set because you don't have to worry about curve. You just have to worry about synergy, and you're going to get lots of like if you pick Paladin, you know you're going to get lots of Paladin cards. A much higher percent of your deck are going to be class cards than you'll probably get in the arena. So once again, it's a different skill set, which I don't like. And that's part of the problem with any sort of arena tournament that you can do right now. It's just testing a different set of skills. So yeah, it's like when Hafu won Lord of the Arena, like she won that, but it didn't actually simulate arena at all, right? Like she won this sort of weird bastardized version of arena, which is great, and it obviously shows that she has a lot of skill. It just like it deflates it a little bit because that's not what arena is.
Yeah, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. But getting, just kind of, I think bringing it back to his question, or maybe what he's looking for, I think sealed is probably the closest thing that you could get to that's going to have this type of this randomness, right, to the situation going into building a deck, as well as the building of the deck as a skill in itself to determine, just who wins this event. We don't have enough of them. We've only seen like 2 events now that's been sealed. I mean, if you count the Red Bull one, and then now just World Series. I guess maybe both World Series were the World Series are sealed, right? So maybe 3. But I think if we were to see a few more, then the community would, start to understand that format a little bit better. I still think we've seen that format exactly the same, where you have 3 decks. Like you open. I forget what the Tempo Storm tool is set to, but it's very restricted. Like I've talked to the guys, and they're gonna change it in the near future, by the way, to be custom decks and custom decks. Custom packs and the custom decks you can build. But right now you have to build 3 decks, and then so there's not very many formats you can do outside of that. So, but it's a fun format. Like a lot of the pro players do that all the time. They'll have like bets against each other and play sealed because it's so fun right now. Last question. What should be done? So from a Cubs or AKUBS, what should be done to replace Emperor to enable combo decks after he rotates out?
I don't know, man.
That's so fun. That's such a funny question.
Initially, I was like, "Ooh, cool combo decks," but now I'm like, "All right, Malagos Sinister Strike, Sinister Strike. Congratulations!" Oh, Malagos, Moonfire, Living Roots. I don't know. I feel like nothing needs to replace Emperor. I would like at least 1 year without Emperor just to see what the meta is like. Because Emperor enables a lot of crazy things, and it's fun to do crazy things, but when you're playing at the high level, it's not gonna be crazy things. It's gonna be something you feel powerless against. Back in the day, Emperor, Taurus Sands, Savage, Force of Nature, Savage Roar. It was enabled by Emperor, and right now you have Freeze Mage doing it. Frostbolt, Icelands, Fireball, Rolling Torch. So for me personally, I don't want to see another Emperor at least for another year. We do miss out on some very cool, very fun videos, but I don't know, not a fan of Emperor.
It's so funny that people like, I would say, rely on it or think it's the norm to have mana reduction, because the game is not balanced upon mana reduction. You know what I mean? Like that's why it was so crazy about that. That's why Emperor is so powerful, is because that card is supposed to break things. Like it's supposed to break balance, and a lot of times it's actually been pretty amazing that it hasn't broken more things. And maybe they have been trying to design around that card, since it's been out.
Yeah.
That would actually be bad for the future if that's the case, because what they have designed based on that card being out there will be completely underpowered. And
right.
So Emperor in itself, I just felt like, sure, it's the whole funsy thing, but fundamentally it breaks what should be fundamental to their design philosophy too. So
right.
It'll be great to not have it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I think Emperor was okay when Lotheb was around, because you could counter stuff, like at least spell heavy type of combinations or combos and whatnot. But with Lotheb gone, yeah, we've been seeing just the crazy warrior and And now it's the Druid, Malagus, and I'm surprised we haven't seen more Malagus combos, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Shaman could probably still be great with Malagus and Rogue, and we're lucky. We're just lucky that it hasn't broken more, to be honest.
No, I totally agree with you. People should be excited to see Thorson leave, just because every time, like these are eras, right? You can say like, oh man, the Lotheb era ended, or like, when the Reno Jackson era ends, right? Like these are cards that people not only build decks around, like the meta, like, they highly impact the meta and what decks and archetypes are capable of. So, enjoy it while it lasts, like milk all that you can out of these meta defining cards. But when they leave, like, man, something cool and crazy is going to replace them. Sure. Right? Because you can't have a meta full of not only Lotheb, but also Thorsten, with also Reno Jackson, with also like all of these cards together. Like, you get rid of them and something else is going to come out that is going to be equally as cool, but it just does something different. And no, I totally agree. When Emperor is out, you can't release something that, let's say, it further reduces mana, or let's say for one turn, you get to do something explosive or whatnot, just because, that would completely break the game. So Emperor, cards like Emperor, cards like Reno Jackson, Lotheb, they allow you to really push these boundaries, but then you have to take it away and you got to let something else push these boundaries as well. And I look forward to, like the flaming pony of death, right? Like, we're going to be talking about that next year. You heard it here first.
Wow.
Yeah, it should be very exciting for people. Like, obviously you've had a lot of great experiences with Thorson. Tournaments have been very exciting. Like that's how people have these like ridiculous, like 8-card 1-turn kill, highly inefficient decks. But like, yeah, we should be excited about what's coming up.
I mean, lots of people have talked about. I mean, a lot of the pro players have been evaluate talent and make their own videos. Like one of the core, or a lot of them have been saying, like, one of the main issues right now is just having 0 mana cards, and Emperor Thorson creates even more 0 mana cards just by nature, and it can do so multiple turns and whatnot. So it's just crazy. It's actually very amazing that card has not been public enemy number 1, and we've just been lucky. There's a lot of cards that still exist in Hearthstone. I think we're just lucky that haven't been crazy overpowered. Some of them even exist in the priest class, which is pretty amazing too. Yeah. Okay, well, I think that's it. Thanks for everybody for all the questions, and there's a lot more other questions too I wish we could have gotten to, but save them for next week. We'll definitely try to get to them. But Merps, Disguised Tips, thanks for doing the show. This is definitely really, really great, and I know it's a little bit later than normal, so we tried to get Merps when he got back from work, because this guy actually has a full-time job too, which is
real life.
How do you do that?
Crazy. Don't hold it against me, guys. I'm sorry.
Nobody's holding it. Everybody's like, wow, just impressed more than anything else. But yeah, you want to do some shout-outs, Merps, and where can people find you?
Sure. I stream on Twitch. My channel is The Grinning Goat. If you want to get more arena content as well, Adulta and I host a tier list on thelightforge.com. We also do an in-depth analysis of the arena every single week on the Lightforge podcast. So you can find us there as well. We also have a YouTube channel under Adulta. That's ADWCTA. Couldn't change that name, unfortunately, so that's still under his name. But anyways, like, those are all the areas that you can find us if you're interested in more arena stuff.
All right, awesome. Yeah, definitely check out the Lightforge, guys. If you like arena only things, that's definitely a great resource for awesome advice, and these people, both of their perspective, which is great because they're both top arena players. Toast.
Oh yeah, you can find me on Twitter at DisguisedToast, or my YouTube channel, youtube.com/DisguisedToast, or my Twitch channel, which is Twitch.
Twitch. Twitch is gonna departner you now after saying that.
Twitch.tv/DisguisedToast HS, because someone already took Disguised Toast, unfortunately.
What happens when you get into Overwatch, dude?
What happens when I get into over? Oh, right. I mean, Forsen has Forsen Law and Trump has SC on it.
No, that's when HS is going to translate into Hanzo sucks.
Hanzo sucks. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, that's where people can find my exposed face.
Exposed face. Isn't it nice? Isn't it? It's only been what? Has it been a week? It's been a week and a
It's
half?
been
A week? How long has it been?
A week and 2 days.
A week and 2 days, man. It's I feel like you've always been revealed. I forgot what the toast even looks like now, dude. Totally. Until I look at chat and I see it all over the place. No, but it's definitely great, man. Definitely awesome. And I'll just, I guess, round things out. Thanks to, again, Merps and Skies Toast for coming on and doing the show. If I were to, a couple things I guess I wanted to mention, at least promotion-wise, is I'm doing a fireside gathering here in South Florida on Sunday, starting at 12:30. If you guys are in South Florida, check that out. It's on the Fireside site, and when it comes time, it'll show up on your client too, because the Battle.net client like pops up with a notification that there's a fireside going on nearby. So we'll be doing that 12:30. It's free Swiss tournament, just have fun. You know, everybody plays on it. There's raffles for giveaways and prizes for the tournament winners. So yeah, definitely come and do that. It's been growing like over time too, so I'm pretty excited that we've got like up to, I mean, we've got like 70, almost 70 or no, almost 60 people on the meetup, but we get about 20 to 30 that come every time, so it's a lot of fun. Also, we're gonna be doing a streamer showdown next week. First Hearthstone edition. If you're wondering what Streamer Showdown is, it's my new game show platform I'm doing with Indexus, and we debuted it in Overwatch last week. Merps has actually helped me test it out before in the past.
I crushed it.
Actually, we're all lucky that he's not playing in it because he's actually quite good. Actually, Toast would. I'm telling you, Toast would give you a run for your money, and Toast is actually going to be. We'll Toast is going to be on the first episode with Trump and. Hopefully Ratsma. Noxious is probably going to be hosting it too, so I'll come out with these like nailed down details very, very soon. But it's a game show, kind of like Jeopardy, but it's our own kind of thing. It's more interactive with you guys in the chat, because we do have a game type that you guys determine who wins, as well as other fun stuff between all the contestants. So I encourage you to check it out. You can check out the Overwatch VOD, the version of or Overwatch edition, on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/ChanManV. And in the next week, guys, we may not do a Value Town on Wednesday because we're going to be doing one live from BlizzCon. So instead of doing like back to back, I don't know, maybe we'll still do one on Wednesday, but definitely we'll be doing like a short 30 to 40 minute after everything's announced. We can just kind of talk, me, Noxious, and hopefully we grab somebody else, and that should be a lot of fun. That'll be our first Value Town live, like an actual like at the venue type of thing. So can't wait to do that. We'll have a meetup too, guys. Trying to figure out where to do the meetup. I know a lot of the A-Move guys do it at the bowling alley. I don't know if that's the best place or not, but it'd be kind of fun to do a Value Town meetup because we've never done one before. So yeah, definitely follow me on Twitter and definitely be on the lookout for details for that. Merps, are you going to BlizzCon? I know Toast, you are, right?
Yeah.
All right.
See you there.
You're finally gonna be there. Yes. All right. It's gonna be. We can all meet up and grab a drink or something.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Well, until then, guys, or until next week, for Merps, Disguised Toast, and myself, ChanManV, we'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Later.